Hello everyone, welcome to my channel MSC ZOOLOGY IGNOU. We will discuss the syllabus of IGNOU paper 2 MZO002 on this channel in this video. The subject of this paper is genetics and animal biotechnology. We will be discussing today's topic is Mendel's classic experiment. बेसिकली मेंडल्स ने जितने भी लॉज दिए थे वो हम इस लेक्चर में डिस्कस करने वाले हैं आज। तो हमें आगे बढ़ने से पहले कुछ इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़ें हैं जो पता होनी चाहिए, जैसे कि मेंडल्स ने ये जो एक्सपेरिमेंट था ये कौन से ईयर में स्टार्ट किया था? 1856। गार्डन पी के ऊपर मेंडल ने एक्सपेरिमेंट किया था एंड देयर वर 7 ट्रेड्स ऑन विच मेंडल वाज स्टडिंग। ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ दिस एक्सपेरिमेंट ही गेव 3 लॉज जिनको हम आगे जाके डिटेल में देखने वाले हैं। एंड इन 1905 द साइंटिस्ट नेम्ड विलियम बेटसन, जिसने ये बताया था, शोड दैट मेंडल्स वर्क इज ऑल्सो एप्लीकेबल ऑन एनिमल्स एज वेल। ठीक है, आगे अगर हम देखें तो इसका जो फर्स्ट लॉ है वो है लॉ ऑफ डोमिनेंस। So, law of dominance states that in a pair of contrasting traits, alleles, one trait, the dominant allele, masks the expression of the other trait, that is the recessive allele. Basically, very simple law है ये। इन्होंने ये बताया था कि जो dominant trait होगा वो recessive trait का जो expression है उसको suppress कर देगा, hide कर देगा। In simple words, we can say that when an organism has two different alleles for a particular trait, that is heterozygous, only for dominant allele is expressed in the phenotype observable trait, while the recessive allele is hidden, that is it is not being observable to us. इसका एक एग्जाम्पल लेकर समझते हैं, क्योंकि पेपर में हमें एग्जाम्पल देकर भी एक्सप्लेन करना होगा। In pea plant, with Mendel studied, tall T is dominant over dwarf T. If the plant has genotype TT, one dominant and one recessive, basically, तो plant क्या होगा, वो always will be tall because the T, capital T allele is dominates over the small t, which signifies the dwarf trait. This concept is very much simple. You might also have studied in your earlier classes as well. So this is not a new topic, but we can learn this in a simpler words. So the definition is given of genotype and phenotype. The basic difference between the two is the first is genetic makeup and the second is physical trait, which we can see is phenotype and which we cannot see is the genotype. So that's it, which we have to remember in this law of dominance, कि जो ट्रेट अपने आप को एक्सप्रेस करेगा दैट इज डोमिनेंट एंड जो एक्सप्रेस नहीं कर पाएगा दैट इज रिसेसिव। इन दिस केस स्मॉल टी इज नॉट एबल टू एक्सप्रेस, सो यहाँ पर स्मॉल टी क्या हो जाएगा, रिसेसिव ट्रेट हो जाएगा। और इसमें एक ये रेशियो होता है फिनोटाइपिक रेशियो एंड जीनोटाइपिक रेशियो, यू कैन रिमेंबर इट। Maybe 1 marker question can be asked from this topic as well. So keep this in mind. Our second law is law of segregation. So now let's see law of segregation. What is this? During the formation of gametes, the two alleles for a gene segregate so that each gamete receives only one allele. Why so? What happens if the gamete receives more than one allele? Basically, the ploidy will be disturbed. So, to maintain the ploidy, we only transfer one allele. Okay? So, the transfer of allele, basically the segregation of the allele when two alleles are present on the gametes, is known as law of segregation. ठीक है, अगर हम इसको सिंपल वर्ड्स में कहना चाहें, each organism has two alleles for each gene, one from each parent. ठीक है, that's how the ploidy is maintained, one from each parent. These alleles are separated during meiosis formation of gametes like sperm or egg, so that the each gamete gets only one allele. Later, during the fertilization, the offspring will inherit one allele from each parent, restoring the pair. The gene for plant height in the pea plant is T and T. We have already seen this concept earlier in this video. If a plant has genotype TT, it will produce two types of gametes, one with T and one with small t. These alleles segregate during gamete formation, and when crossed with another TT plant, the offspring will be capital T, capital T, capital T, and small t, small t. So they are segregating from the parent to transfer to the progeny. So this was the law of segregation. Now let's proceed to the next law of independent assortment. So जैसा हमने अभी पहले लॉ पढ़ा था, we have studied the law of segregation just before few seconds. So based on that law, this law explains that two alleles of different genes assort independently of one another during the formation of gametes. That means their segregation is independent of each other. Their segregation will not depend on either of alleles. That means if capital T is going to small t, then small t will not interfere the segregation of capital T. In the same case, capital T will not disturb the segregation of small t. That's it. This law explains. Now, let's take a small example to further clarify this concept. If a plant has two traits, for example, seed shape, round R is dominant over wrinkled, seed color, yellow is dominant over green. So we have taken the two traits, shape and color of seed. Then allele for seed shape and seed color will be passed on independently to offspring. Okay? So the plant will with genotype capital R small r, capital Y small y can be produced gametes with the combination of capital R capital R small r capital Y, and small y. So they are segregating independent of each other, as you can see in this cross as well. This cross is given in your textbooks as well, so you can take the reference from your books also. So these are three laws of Mendel which he had given from his very famous experiment. Thank you for watching this video. Like, share and subscribe the channel.